couple of moments.
Just want to point out how close these past couple of series have been. We've gone to a game 5 3 times in a row. Every team at this point is so evenly matched. It could go either way. We're zoned into the Grand Arena. ABC are going to be locking in Rogue Mage Druid with the Assassination Arcane specializations. And these two comboed together can be devastating against melee cleaves. They're going to do a lot of spread pressure if they want to focus on that strategy. Whereas Splyce, Novos has gone back to that Shaman. He's seen it work for the rest of North America, and I think he's about to get his hands dirty as well.
All right, Novos is probably playing Electrocute. We'll have to see, so he'll be able to purge off those hot heaps and add in a little bit of more damage. Nixie's going to come out of the gate trying to find his target, making his way over to Novos, and there we go. Going to have the Garrote to open up on him with the cheap shot, but Chun-Li ports back, and the paralysis. He's going to go hard on Nixie, going to commit the touch of death.
Yeah, and they baited Nixie's trinket with only the Fist of Fury, so now he'll be able to follow up with a leg sweep later on. He needs to catch him in a 20-second window, though. This seems like he's just going to be pressuring Alec for now, trying to force him back. Alec down at half, blinking away with the Temporal Shield. Should be able to tank out this damage. Nice counterspell on the Fel Barrage immediately. Temporal Shield is now faded. Asgroth is the one that needs to pick Alec up. In the meantime, Nixie is going on a solo mission to take down Novos. Thugonomics immediately retreats back.
Darkness.
Drops down the Darkness. A bit of a cooldown overlap by the team of Splyce, which means ABC will have an opening.
All right, now Alec, what did hit his arcane power right there, plus the Vendetta, so they're going to go really hard right now, but that commitment isn't going to spell any kills. Nixie down to half right now, does get stunned by Thugonomics, who's in Metamorphosis form. Chun-Li's eating a lot of crowd control during this matchup. They're doing a great job of controlling him. Alec is just able to sit back and constantly spam out those polys, and it's just not enough, and Novos can't keep up with the dispels.
Yeah, Nixie is still just tunneling down Novos, but every time he goes out of line of sight, Thugonomics jumps back, Chun-Li portals back to assist. We see the paralyze on Nixie now behind the pillar, imprisoned on the mage, and Thugonomics and Chun-Li are just basically backing Novos up perfectly to save him, and now Nixie overextends. He gets caught into a stun combo, Fel Barrage. Not enough damage to really force too much out. However, they immediately switch back to Alec, trying to force him to use his blinks defensively as he is double blinking across the map. Still tons of pressure going out towards him. Temporal Shield at very low HP. Asgroth into the paralyze. Alec in a 2v3, trying to still kite away, but they're having great uptime now, forcing the ice block. This match is now looking in favor of Splyce heavily.
Yeah, and Alec immediately canceled the block and went for the Mark of a Lunith, but did get kicked on it, and there he goes. Now he's going to be able to set up onto Novos, but Novos sees it coming and is going to get behind the pillar. Chun-Li's going to be able to help, but Asgroth's doing a great job of crowd controlling Thugonomics for those peels. Novos is silenced right now as the healing wave comes out, and he's able to top himself back off.
Yeah, Thugonomics jumping back onto Alec. Chun-Li and Thugonomics looking to get as much damage here as possible. In the meantime, Nixie is trying to launch a counter-offensive. Tons of damage coming out from Nixie. Chun-Li rolls back, leg sweep. Nixie trinkets out into a paralyze. Novos doesn't want to risk it. Drops the Spirit Link, trading evenly for this aggressive assault from ABC. All Novos has to do is stabilize. They can reverse this pressure on Alec, but the kicks are being landed by Nixie. If Alec can get over here and land the counterspell, blinks in for the counterspell barrage. Novos still on the back foot, but Nixie, for some reason, he's trying to get a restealth so he can go for the Garrote silences, but now Fists of Fury away. Double stacked up, tons of damage coming out from Thugonomics. Alec immediately aborting out of that. Defensive blind used onto the Windwalker Monk as ABC struggle to stay alive. Asgroth is actually almost out of mana at this point, which is very surprising. He's definitely going to need to look for a drink soon. Yeah,
and Alec again is constantly getting interrupted by those range kicks by Thugonomics, doing a great job. And I really like that Chun-Li is using paralysis after every single blink, and Alec is able to get away right there. We have the kidney shot on, and they're going to go hard on to Novos right now, but great peels from Thugonomics and Chun-Li are going to save the day.
Yeah, so Chun-Li and Thugonomics basically save their stuns until Novos is stunned. Then they reverse the pressure with their stuns. So I really like the defensive counter assaults from Splyce in this match, and Alec can't find any openings because of it, and he's just taking too much damage. Asgroth forced to trade out Ironbark to reduce the pressure. Alec needs to go in for the kill. They're running out of time unless they look for a drink reset soon. Alec being interrupted over and over. Thugonomics staying on target. Nixie trying to move forward. Novos needs to deflect another attempt of Vendetta. Now it has been popped. Novos immediately dropping that Earthen Shield Totem. Keeping himself very healthy with that preemptive play, and really nothing resulting. Nice pre-Ghost Wolf on the kidney shot there from Novos. He's reading this team like a book. He's going to easily survive this assault, and due to that nice defensive play from Novos, his team should be able to launch a counter-offensive here shortly. Thugonomics though getting cloned up. Asgroth doing a good job pausing the fight out. Chun-Li looking for solo kill on Alec. His Temporal Shield is now over. Asgroth is completely tapped on mana. If Alec can't get away, this is going to be devastating for ABC.
Yeah, Asgroth having no mana needs to use those efficient heals, which means that they're not going to have a ton of throughput on it. Chun-Li's sitting on, trying to get back over to Alec. As he doesn't have any mobility up, and he's actually going to port back to try to port the Cyclone, just barely missed it, so he does get Cyclone back on Nova. Double stun onto both Nixie and Alex from Thugonomics, and a great paralysis on Asgrath. Asgrath is completely tapped on mana.
Yeah, Thugonomics and Chun-Li just need to go ham and stay on target, get as much damage out as possible at this point. Full blind on the Novos, they're looking for the swap. Thugonomics needs to be ready for this. Will he be able to survive the Sunlock combo in time? Asgrath moves in for the final play. Thugonomics drops Darkness to save himself on 20%. No longer crowd controlled for Novos. He has Earthen Shield Totem. He's going to jump onto Asgaroth as well as next to Novos. They're looking to save Earthen Shield Totem for the Vendetta. Actually popping it a couple seconds early. This is going to be an opening. Alec and Nixie, if they can stay alive a couple more seconds, but I don't know if they have the time. Splyce are looking to take him down. Asgaroth barely keeps him alive at about half HP. Chun-Li still staying on target. Fell Barrage connects full. Huge damage still for Splyce. Asgaroth doing his best to keep Alec alive. They have one more opportunity to find a kill with this Arcane Power Vendetta. If they don't find it, it's surely going to be over for ABC.
Yeah, and the time is ticking for Splyce. Also, Novos getting low on mana. Those purges are taxing his mana as Thugonomics is going to get really low. Tries to Blade Dance the stun, but they're going to swap it onto Novos instead. And Thugonomics goes down.
That was their last shot. If they didn't get the kill there, I think it would have been curtains for them. Such a back and
he did end up stacking that with the Darkness, so we'll have to see if they can recover from that mistake in this match.
Now we are about to get underway with game 2 between Splyce and ABC. We're going to have to see if Splyce can just sort of tighten up their gameplay a little bit and score the kill, or if ABC is going to continue their lead in this series.
Interesting choice from Novos. He's going to be running Trinket instead of Relentless. Normally you see Orc Relentless combo together, but this will allow him to get out of blind if he expects that crowd control to be a major problem, and he can line that up equally every time. Nixie, in the meantime, seems to have been found out of stealth, so his initial assault is going to be thwarted for now. He wants to charge after Novos, but doesn't want to line of sight Asgaroth, so he's not going completely behind the pillar, but Splyce pulled the trigger, jumping immediately onto Alec. Asgaroth with an immediate reaction deflects all of the damage. A blind onto Chun-Li is going to shut down the initial assault of Splyce completely. Blind into Sap, 3v2 onto Novos, who is so far sitting through this quite comfortably with Astral Shift. He's jumping back to the pillar. Now needs to start getting some casted heals up, but with Nixie on his back, it is going to be difficult. Asgaroth is looking for Cyclones. Crowd control harassment across the board right now. Cyclone landed onto Thugonomics. Novos still being pressured, doing a good job though in the face of this stress. Chun-Li now going one-on-one with Alec. Thugonomics following that up. Double Frost Nova. Well timed there from Alec, buying him a couple of seconds to get away. Now Polly's on the Thug, Cyclone's on the Chun-Li, and the synergy between the Mage and the Druid really being used effectively here. Novos is going to be on the back foot.
Yeah, and this is a classic Rogue Mage combo. Having that Druid also adding that crowd control is great. Novos barely squeaking away behind that pillar, but he's going to make his way over to Alec, who does shut him down. I like the damage onto Nixie right now. Getting down to half, Novos still has that Spirit Link Totem left, does get corroded in opening. With the paralysis onto Asgaroth, that does force out the Iron Bark onto Alex to keep him offensive. Thug's just trying to find his target. There he goes. Now he's going to get back on to Alex. They're going to go with the Artifact on use. They're going to get a lot of damage out right there. No defensives other than Ice Block available for Alec at this moment.
Yeah, this is almost a mistake by ABC to use the Iron Bark so prematurely. It was before the Fury of Illidari. It didn't line up exactly, and now Alec is so far behind as a result. They really need to try and get an Ice Block with that preemptive Iron Bark, but they're not finding it. In the meantime, Nixie is leading the charge. Tons of pressure towards Novos. Chun-Li is trying to peel Nixie away with the paralysis. Novos just fake casting over and over, trying to get those interrupts out of the way so he can re-stabilize. His Earthen Shield Totem was well timed. He should be able to recover here shortly. Alec is being pressured away, but Counterspell has landed. They're trying to keep up the aggression. Arcane Power missiles are flying in. Tons of damage from Alec, but Novos escapes unscathed with his Astral Shift popped. Now able to top off behind the pillar. This is looking, I would say, evenly matched at this point. Unless they can find an Ice Block, ABC will always have that to fall back on.
There's a paralysis on Asgaroth. They're going to set up for it. Thug's going to go hard on him too, but does get polyed. I like this cross crowd control. They did decouple the Vendetta and the Arcane Power, so they need to wait a little bit longer before the next go. We're going to have a stealth into a Garrote onto Novos. He's going to open up with the cheap shot. Going to be doing a bit of damage. I love this cross crowd control from the team of ABC.
I really love Novos' play there. He's getting into Ghost Wolf for every single stun, so that gives him more damage reduction. He's been timing that very well in the first game and this game. It's allowing his team to stay aggressive. They don't have to worry about him going down outside of cooldowns. Nixie, in the meantime, was able to get a re-stealth there. It was a bit of a mistake to let him re-stealth off that Earth Grab route. Now he's going to get bonus damage on his Gyro. Novos could be in trouble if Alec can get over there. Vendetta is shortly going to be available. Kidney Shot connects. He gets peeled away by Chun-Li, but I think Alec is going to be the one leading the charge. Missiles get instantly wind sheared. Novos shutting that down completely, and this is really good Resto Shaman play, but at the same time, Asgaroth is doing a much better job with his mana. They're going to go for a swap. Thugonomics looking for the solo kill. It's a healer race at this point. I think Asgaroth should be all right to tank this out. Cenarian Ward should be more than enough. Nice imprison on the Cenarian Ward. Now swapping off of that towards Alec, looking to get an Ice Block of the split DPS and swap. Swap is looking very powerful. Ice Block forced, and nice play there from Splyce.
No, that was really smart. I did like the swap onto Asgaroth, and then Thug immediately got back up onto his target. This crowd control from Asgaroth needs to be shut down if they want to win.
Another Ghost Wolf from Novos. That's going to give him damage reduction. These missiles could have easily just killed him right there. Darkness is still going to be used, trading out for the Arcane Power. It's going to allow him to restabilize. Now what Novos needs to do is, once he's restabilized, he needs to save that Earthen Shield Totem for Vendetta. If he's forced to use it now, he's going to easily fall to that pressure later. He's now in a good position behind the pillar. No interrupts available, topping himself off. Good recovery. Now Thugonomics on offense. Alec trying to deflect. Temporal Shield buying him a couple more seconds. This is going to be a huge Temporal Shield. Back to full HP. Asgaroth may be overlapping with the Iron Bark. He wanted to buy the time, didn't want to risk it. Without Iron Bark and without Ice Block, Alec is going to have to be safe. He's trying to spam Polymorph on the DPS, maybe even bait Novos to come out and dispel. He's looking to set up for that Mark of Alanith. They've got the Vendetta. Earthen Shield Totem is available. He needs to get that down before the Kidney Shot. Drops the Healing Tide. He's still not using Earthen Shield Totem down right before the Kidney Shot. Now Nixie is going to have to wait. He Kidney Shots into it. Nice preemptive play from Novos. He doesn't trust it though. He's going to trink it out. He's played it extremely safe there, dropping the Spirit Link as well. He set that up to survive quite easily. I think he might have almost overreacted to that damage. He's going to stay alive, but now Alec will have an opening to kill him in about 20 seconds.
Yeah, we see the paralysis onto Alec. Looks like Thug is going to stick on him. That early Temporal Shield is going to let him stay offensive there. Alec's trying to get in the line of sight of Novos. Novos doing a great job. Look at this crowd control. This is this Rogue Mage synergy. Novos is going to be in that Kidney Shot. We have the Arcane Missiles flying through. Leg sweep onto Alex to stop a little bit of damage. Novos getting the heal.
I think the next stun is going to decide the game. Either on Alec and a Chaos Nova or Novos and a Kidney Shot. The Mage or the Shaman is going to go down very shortly. Novos seems to be the one that's just lower health. Crowd control onto Chun-Li. He's not able to support. Novos is on the run. Arcane Power available. If he connects with this Arcane Power, Novos will explode. Alec getting peeled away for now. Trying to get some polymorphs. He's not able to get in line of sight. Novos needs to hide for his life. Preemptive Earthen Shield Totem once again from Novos. He's going to ride the wind away. He knows he needs to get away from Alec. Alec is the biggest threat in the game right now. He needs to stay as far away as possible. Now with no Earthen Shield Totem, he has no answer for Nixie. If Nixie gets over here, he's going to be in a ton of trouble.
Yeah, all right, now Thug is just waiting, does get a cheap shot. They were waiting for Nixie to open right there. The Garrote onto Novos. Novos trying to stay alive behind the pillar, trying to stay away from Alec, and that's the name of the game at this point. The Temporal Shield hit very early. Thug is coming over to peel, and there we go. Now we have the... Are they going to go for it right now? As Novos does get locked. Oh no, the missiles are going to come crashing in.
Splyce is going to go down. ABC claiming game number 2. One win away from advancing and eliminating.
Position to be in.
Yeah, what do you think about this? They actually swapped to the Windwalker Destro, which I know they've said it's really, really good on the ladder. Do you think it matches up well against this?
I actually think this could be something that's good if Thugonomics is not playing Big Bold. I think maybe you could rot down Asgaroth. If he's playing that Nourish spec, you need to make sure you interrupt him. I'm really happy to see Thugonomics be on the Destro here. I don't know if it's a perfect matchup for them, but it's just really exciting. So.
Yeah, double checking the talents. I know Thugonomics usually only plays Focused Chaos for big Chaos bolts, and he is going to be playing Focused Chaos. That's kind of his play style. Thugonomics loves getting big bolts off for big crits, and it's just the way he likes playing his Warlock. In this matchup, at least, Thugonomics will be soaking more interrupts, which means Novos won't have to deal with that kind of harassment. And at any point, if Chun-Li catches someone in a leg sweep with no trinket, Chaos Bolt connects, it could be a kill.
Because then they're going to have Fell Fissure under them, and plus with the purges from Novos, I think that's a great setup. So right out of the gate, they're going to go on to Thug. He's not going to have a great time this match. That Rogue is going to be on his back constantly. Thug already using some cooldowns. He's going to summon all those portals. They're going to go pretty hard onto Alex from the start, but Alec is doing a great job of staying away from Chun-Li.
Yeah, now we see Thugonomics trying to set up some fears on Nixie by getting kidney shot away. Alec is just playing max range. I'm wondering if Alec is going to play for the mana game. Usually the Druid is going to out-mana the Shaman. It seems to be what they're doing, but now they're going to swap to Nixie out of the Mortal Coil, but Chun-Li is getting punished by Alec at the same time. Nixie goes for a Banish play, goes for the cheap shot onto Chun-Li. Thugonomics getting some Chaos Bolts over towards Alec. One bolt connects, second bolt gets interrupted. Chun-Li is going to switch his attention now, popping some cooldowns on Alec. He's going to Temporal Shield to absorb the damage and heal it back later. Alec completely restabilizes. Chun-Li isn't falling for the bait. He's going to come back, support Thugonomics, attack the Rogue, try and get him off of his back. And then as soon as Nixie has forced to peel away, then I would imagine he's going to go back to Alec. Thugonomics is trying to get some Embers built up here, or some Soul Shards built up here to get Chaos Bolt going once again. I like the fear into Chaos Bolt on the Rogue. I think Thugonomics can do that a couple times. Asgaroth will have to be worried for him.
All right, Chun-Li getting a little paralysis, and he's really only pushing in when he's going to have that Ride the Wind available from the Flying Serpent Kick so he can get back and help. Going to go for the Chaos Bolt, eats another interrupt. This does mean that Thugonomics is going to be tanking most of the interrupts from the team. Novos is going to be able to play a little bit more efficiently. Looks like some arcane missiles coming in, but Thug silencing that immediately as Chun-Li is going to get another paralysis and go on Nixie. That seems to be their go so far.
Yeah, Thugonomics Mortal Coil is 1v1ing Nixie for most of this fight, and then Chun-Li rolls back to support him. Chun-Li can't overextend and chase Alec, or he'll get crowd controlled for a century behind the pillar with Roots, Cyclones, and Polymorphs. So Chun-Li is forced to come back and attack the Rogue, but focusing down the Rogue with Feint is not going to be the most damage they can do in the match, and it's going to be difficult for Thugonomics and Chun-Li to actually connect onto Alec, and I'm wondering if maybe this isn't the best matchup. We'll have to see when we move later into the match, as it does seem to be like a long one potentially here. Vendetta is available. Nixie can pull that trigger at any moment. Novos is going to need to be ready.
Yeah, and you can see Thug really trying to get those Chaos Bolts off, but he constantly is getting interrupted. Able to land one onto Alec, that's really good, but Asgaroth has already had that Iron Bark up on him with the pre-hots, so he is going to be fine. Gets a big heal at the end of that as Thug stuck in that kidney, but he is in the Urshan Shield Totem, so he's sitting good. That's one of the first sheeps I've seen of the game. They're doing a great job of keeping Alex stopped, in the middle of the field, making him play defensive.
And as soon as Alex saw himself getting caught off guard in the middle, he just blinks right back. I mean, the mana lead is already significantly in favor of ABC. Unless Thugonomics can get some more bolts off to force Asgaroth's mana, it's not looking too good here for Splyce. This is match point for ABC. The loser of this is going to go home.
All right, and you see Alec immediately hit that Temporal Shield when he knows that Asgaroth is going to be crowd controlled.
All right, Thugonomics using that Seduce on Asgaroth to try and crowd control him, trying to bait a Trinket, but they don't even get the Trinket. Alec now popping Arcane Power. He's channeling out the missiles, trying to fake cast the Spear Hand Strike. Chun-Li now trying to reverse the pressure with the Fist of Fury. Paralysis. Triple crowd control for Splyce. Clean setup, but Alec makes a getaway with that Trinket blink. Chun-Li portals back to Nixie. Mortal Coil maybe into a stun here. Instant Dispel from Asgaroth. Nice play there from him. That's going to allow Nixie to have full uptime. Vendetta shortly going to be available, but I feel like this is just going to be a slow, devastating defeat for Splyce unless they can get something going.
Yeah, Thug's really trying to do some damage, but it's mostly Chun-Li that's making things happen because Thug is just constantly getting interrupted on those Chaos Bolts. He did get a kick, so he is going to be able to hit a big Chaos Bolt onto Alex, getting him down to half. Alex blinking towards Chun-Li right now. Temporal Shield is coming out with a great fear onto Asgaroth right there. Decent setup without too many cooldowns used. Chun-Li down to half, but eating huge heals from Novos.
This could easily be the end of the match. Vendetta pop. ABC looking to close. Full polymorph over onto Novos. Gets the Spirit Link off right at the start of it. Well timed from Novos. That keeps his team in the fight. But such a close call, and they can't afford to throw the match. This is it. They have to swing this series back 3 games in a row, or they're going home. Mortal Coil landed onto 2 members with the paralysis. They're setting up onto Nixie. Nixie Trinket Cloak of Shadows to prevent the damage from Thugonomics, but Chun-Li does not care. He's going to go right through that, keeping Nixie at about half. They managed to get an Iron Bark pulled out from Asgaroth. No evasion forced. And at this point, ABC are looking impenetrable. Asgaroth's mana still in the lead. Novos has been doing a good job to attrition his mana, trying to save it as much as he can. But as we move deeper into dampening, it's going to just get worse and worse.
Yeah, it is. Thug tossing out some fears to stop some damage from Alex, but he's going to get Garrote Silence with the triple cheap shot as Thug is down half right now. Novos using that Ascendance in answer is going to get feared Trinketing. So Novos did use his Trinket and gets locked immediately on it. As then he's going to eat a full poly. This is not looking good. This Thug has to trade out that Unending Resolve, which is going to be Zora Mastery to be uninterrupted. Chaos Bolt's coming out into Nixie. That was a gigantic one. as
if he got
Chimney's going for it.
I'm so surprised he didn't just go for a second Chaos Bolt right away while the stun was still landing. Counterspell was already used, and maybe that was because you're playing a tournament setting. You don't have add-ons to show you Counterspell wasn't available, but Novos got interrupted seconds before that. Thugonomics could have easily, I think, gotten 2 bolts off with Nixie having no trinkets. Could have been the end of the match for ABC. They need to get a miracle Chaos Bolt. Will they find it in time? ABC down at half, trying to get some pressure out on Thugonomics, just blinking on top of him. Alec might throw the match, though. I really like the defensive play. He's been in their face for maybe the matter of 20 seconds, and the mana is already tied up, so Alec definitely needs to start focusing on defense. He's going to blink back, evocate, get his mana back into a better position, and then carry this fight out for the long game. And what can you say? ABC should be playing this safe. That's going to be to their advantage. In the meantime, Thugonomics is trying to launch an assault. Nixie getting bursted down to half. Alec manages to interrupt Thugonomics, though. There's going to be no follow-up. Chun-Li is trying to connect onto Alec desperately to make something happen. Splyce are still in such a hard position.
They are. They don't have cooldowns. They're going to have cooldowns in about 15 seconds. But a big burst onto Alex, going to Temporal Shield that. Asgaroth doesn't have a trinket right now, so they need to crowd control him.
Oh,
and there we go. It's going to force the ice block out. That was interesting.
That was a very, maybe not necessary ice block. Alec wasn't sure how hard that Chaos Bolt was going to hit. He didn't want to gauge it and not block, so he trades out ice block. But now he really needs to be careful about going offensive. He's not going to have that immunity to damage, and a Windwalker monk can just erase a mage in a stun lock. Right now, Chun-Li wants to lead the charge. He needs the stuns. Alec is preventing it by kiting so far away. Instant dispel on the Mortal Coil. Chun-Li just not able to connect. Alec is trying to 1v1 Chun-Li, but Thugonomics locks him out, saving Chun-Li for now. Chun-Li's going to portal back. They're going to focus down Nixie behind the pillar. He's going to trick it out of that stun right away, pull back out, so Asgaroth can get those heal over time effects back up. Novos is slowly getting tapped on mana. I'd really love to see him go for a drink while Unending Resolve is available. If anything, it's going to bait Alec to come in and stop it, and then they can counter pressure Alec. But if Novos never sits for a drink, he's not going to get mana, and he's not going to force him to come in. They're just going to go for the kill in the center of the map. Will they find enough damage in time? As it might be, Chaos Bolt connects. Alec barely blinks away in time. Defensive polymorphs, overlapped crowd control from ABC. ABC are finally starting to choke, and now at this position, I'd really love to see Novos look for a drink. If Nixie overextends, it could be his life. Thugonomics still looking for Chaos Bolts, not able to find it. Chun-Li portals back to support, but he needs a cheap shot. He's going to get peeled away. Thugonomics is just looking for defensive fears. This severe Chaos Bolt gets stopped by Alec.
Well, they're pushing
Alec is overextending. They want to find a kill, but they could throw the match at the same time. This is a tough decision.
All right, and Ironbark still has 30 seconds to go. That is that arcane power in the Vendetta. No one spiking down quite yet, but I love the crowd control onto Chun-Li, really stopping him. Chun-Li's having a rough time this match connecting to his target. The Vendetta is going to tick down, though. We do have the Chaos Bolt, another kick onto it. That threat of that looming Chaos Bolt, especially 20% into dampening, is huge. It's going to drop the Infernal for a quick stun, but he does get kidneyed right there. Asgaroth is just in the middle right now. They need to make some crowd control happen onto him.
Yeah, Novos completely tapped on mana at this point. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to get a drink. Thugonomics getting interrupted over and over. At some point, I wonder if he's going to use Unending Resolve to just immune himself to interrupts and go aggressive, because it's going to be difficult to get those Chaos Bolts off with a rogue sitting on your back. One bolt connects. Alex in the middle of nowhere trying to desperately blink away. Chaos Bolt connects. Chun-Li in hot pursuit. If Thugonomics can get another Chaos Bolt off, could be his life. He's going to get kidney shot away. Asgaroth's going to Cyclone up the Windwalker, deny all of that pressure. Now Novos at basically 0% mana. Asgaroth still with a little bit left in the tank to keep this going. It's looking more in favor of ABC. They've been playing this out for the long game. This was their strategy all along, to run the Shaman out of mana. Thugonomics goes for the YOLO play. Unending Resolve. Chaos Bolt being spammed out. Asgaroth blinks in to deny it with a well-placed bash. Well done from Asgaroth, realizing that was their last chance to get a kill and completely denying it. Now Thugonomics on the back foot and forced to retreat.
Novos was drinking during that exchange. It's really important. He now has 30% mana, can keep things going. At about 30% into dampening, we do have Chun-Li staying offensive with that fortifying brew. Hasn't had to use Touch of Karma at all this match so far. Gonna happen pretty soon, though, because the dampening is stacking up. 30%. Alec is going to be hit by that Chaos Bolt, and there we go. Now we have the stuns into it. That's 2 of them. Asgaroth answers immediately with that Iron Bark.
Yeah, Alec again blinking back, trying to bait Chun-Li behind the pillar so he can spam polymorph him out of range of Novos. Asgaroth, I'm sure, is going to look for Cyclone shortly on Chun-Li as well. Alec still just kiting away, 1v1ing Chun-Li. But he is such a karma. I'm not really too worried about Chun-Li going down in this position. I think he should be overextending and pressuring at this point. They need to get damage out at some point. A bash into possibly a Cyclone here. Asgaroth not even looking for it. Nixie ABC has popped Vendetta. Earthen Shield Totem was used earlier, so they might need to use Unending Resolve as well. I think it would have been well timed there. He could have got that Chaos Bolt off as well as reduce the Vendetta damage, but Thugonomics is holding on to it for a more rainy day. Mana is starting to actually equalize, and maybe at this point it's still anyone's match.
All right, now Thug was desperately trying to get another Chaos Bolt off. Nixie, again, look at this positioning, doesn't want to commit behind the pillar. He knows because if he gets faked at all with those interrupts, Chun-Li going for the stun, or going for the Fist of Fury onto Nixie right there, getting fears away. This is really important.
He needs this.
Oh, Alec.
He needs this. Asgaroth is drinking at the same time.
Oh, he got full mana though.
That's devastating. Novos barely got anything. That was not the exchange they needed. Asgaroth is completely full mana. I'd like to see him just spam out as many rejuves onto the whole team, make sure everyone is safe, and just go all in for the kill at this point. Chun-Li is getting pressured. They have the advantage. There's going to be no purges. Arcane Power is popped. Alec is ready to take this game and take the series. Thugonomics is dipping low. Chun-Li is dipping low, and ABC are starting to sink their teeth in at 40% healing reduction. What can Novos really do? Defensive blind on Thugonomics to deny the Unending Resolve play. Really good awareness from Nixie, knowing that was his only opening. Now Chun-Li caught the polymorph. Missiles are flying. Thugonomics is in trouble. Will he go down? Novos tries to deny with an Earthen Shield Totem to the center of the map, but with dampening so high, it's barely doing anything. Alec looking for Mark of Alanith. Line of sight's the Chaos Bolt. Counter spells back and forth, paralyzing Asgaroth, but even with the paralysis, Chun-Li can't connect. Thugonomics needs to get 2 Chaos Bolts in a row in probably the next 30 seconds, or there's no way for them to win this.
Yeah, and Novos does have that Spirit Link Totem left as a cooldown right there, but his team is so spread apart, he's not going to be able to take advantage of it. Great kick onto Alec from Chun-Li, but Thug is taking so much damage, down to half right now. Uses that Infernal Stun, double Mortal Coil right there as Thug was going to go for it, but does get interrupted.
Nixie and Alec have just been doing a great job. One Chaos Bolt doesn't get off. He needed that Chaos Bolt to get the ice block here. Can Chun-Li force it by himself? Asgaroth denies it with a well-placed bash. These defensive bashes from Asgaroth have been perfect. Now Thugonomics is getting blasted. He's trying to nether ward the arcane missiles coming in. Alex sees that. Spell seals it off. Mark of Alanith now. Thugonomics is going to race to the finish. Unending Resolve Chaos Bolts. Alec aborts the mission. He knows they've got this if they just play it safe. Thugonomics will survive though with a Spirit Link from Novos. Novos completely tapped up mana. Thugonomics has no options for counter offensive at this point, and basically Nixie can just solo the Warlock at this point in dampening. He's trying to go one-on-one against Nixie, gets interrupted on the Chaos Bolt. He's going to get stunned on the next one. Chun-Li needs to come back. He uses the Gateway to go for the Fist of Fury. Nixie trinkets out of that. Thugonomics is getting pressured. Vendetta is available. He just needs to press the button. Vendetta gets popped. Mortal Coil. This is the last chance. He gets interrupted. Alec denies Thugonomics once again, and at this point with Arcane Power available, there's nothing left for Splyce. No mana, no cooldowns for Thugonomics. The damage is just starting to sink in. Thugonomics is trying to race against the clock, but with this much damage going this way, with 51% dampening, there's nothing left. He trinkets out, he gates away in desperation to keep his team alive. A full blind lands, and with that crowd control, ABC securing themselves a spot in the semifinals.
Wow, what a great round on Tolvaron Arena. I loved the split play from both teams. Nixie sitting right on the back of Thug non-stop, dominating him, completely shutting down pretty much every Chaos Bolt that entire round.
And that means that the NA versus EU rivalry is in full swing. We're going to have 2 semifinals that are an NA team versus an EU team. Now that we have ABC advancing to face off against Method Synergy. Very well played to them coming out with a 3-0. It actually looked like that composition swap for Splyce was actually going to do it for him. There were a lot of really, really scary moments for ABC in there, but they were able to come in with that kill.
Yeah, Deixe Warlocks is one of the things in tournaments where it's really, really scary because you're putting a lot of pressure on the other team where if they mess up one interrupt or one CC, you can get absolutely devastated. But also in the same sense, the game's kind of out of your hands. It's more up to them to see if they can stop you properly, and ABC was up for the task. Asgaroth had perfect dispels on those coils. They were breaking up that cross CC. Alec doing a great job CCing. Honestly, I don't think Thug got 2 Chaos Bolts back to back, and they had really crucial moments where they were able to stop them where they would have lost that matchup. So unfortunately,